Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. The victors program their future enemies. All other shit fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? Why do we keep fighting each other? It doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit! I'm done with this reality! I'm done!
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection, so what the fuck, bring it down with the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack for you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause the sound of it slow, cause you will be with this old soul. Alone but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? Depression's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go. Don't look around, it's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Don't forget, we're getting over the false mass satieties, okay? They're crumbling down really fast. You guys are going to be shocked as well because of it. Because the American dream is being obliterated. Not by people, not by ways of life, it's by consciousness. The world as you know it, it's going to end. Doesn't mean you're going to die. Doesn't mean the planet is going to be destroyed. No. The world as you know it is no more, especially after December 21st, the winter solstice of this year, which is 7.5 days out. So, let me get this a little closer so that you can hear me properly, because the winds are blowing pretty hard, pretty cold today. Alright, so thank you for joining me today on our technical second, even though this is the third. Yesterday I did go live, but it wasn't necessarily for world meditation, for world peace, but that's what we're doing for those who attended. And sorry for the shakiness, but the winds are crazy today and they're really cold, so I need you guys' help to warm me up. So amplify my warmth, amplify my root and sacral. Make me warm, please. So, anyhow, so let's go ahead and get started. Very soon I won't be having all these technical difficulties. Very soon I won't have to be all cryptic and kind of mysterious. And just to make sure, let me go check on the other end to make sure everything's going well, if you can hear me and all that. So give me a few. Looks like everything's good now. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started in about 2 minutes. 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12:34. That's when my grandmother died back in 2018, meaning the time. She died at 12:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Um, and it's crazy because crazy in the sense that the synchronicity or whatnot that she passed at exactly that time. Uh, um, because she did not know about my program, the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, which is so she didn't know that the name of that program, and I named that program back in 2013, 14, somewhere around there, and I never told anyone about it, because it's. I mean, I'm about to launch it on January 23rd of next year coming up, and when you see what I have, you'll be like, wait, what? This is all you, and you did this all yourself? Like, trust me, it's way out there, in the sense that the information provided will make a huge difference with such little efforts, because we're tapping into four planes of existences at once. We're not just trying to transform the body by eating better and working out and possibly meditating. No, that's only the physical. Meditation is only the physical in all reality, unless you truly know what you're doing. Okay, and that's beyond closing your eyes, sitting down and wishing upon a star. I know most of you don't do that, but I'm just saying. uh, but the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush helps you in physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional, all at the same time. Reprogramming yourself, rebooting yourself, conditioning yourself to a new, without letting go of things. Yes, you have to disassociate and relinquish that attachment to your known world, your current known world, for at least 33 plus days. It takes at least 33 days for the mental, for the intellectual cycle to fully record something. You can look it up, the biorhythms. The intellectual cycle is 33 days, the emotional is 28, the physical is 23. Okay, this is why you need at least 3 weeks of physical motion to really see a difference, because that's how long it takes for the body to adapt. In case you don't know, I'm shaking right now because it's cold. Goodness, I wish he can keep me warm, but he knows that he gives me space when I'm doing this. Um, and in case you're wondering, in the back, there's all kinds of boxing bags and things like that. Yeah, I'm a warrior, man. I train all the time. And that cross is not a mockery, okay? The cross, we already went over a little bit, but I'm going to finish this out real quick. It's a contraption of mine, an invention of mine, for working out, for conditioning, for training, multidimensionally in 4 quadrants, as it shows. All right, and it's a cross reference outdoor gym. Cross reference. It's a cross, and you're referencing everything from all the different martial arts, but you're also adding concepts of nature and all of these things. So let's go ahead and get started. If you have your crystals, place them wherever you need to place them. I have all kinds of them over here. Forgot to place them around me. But this one, we're going to do meditation for world peace. The first one we did, yeah, it was for world peace, but it was within us in the whole Pono style. We were not pretending, but we're imagining we're being Mother Earth, but inside of us, we're aligning our chakras as Mother Earth. So by shifting what was inside of us, this is how we were projecting, amplifying world peace, because peace was coming within us. So now we're going to go a little bit more of the physical world, physical planet, if you may. Actually, the world as well, world as we know it. Like I started, some of you didn't hear, the world as we know it is about to end. Not the planet, not all life, no. The world as we know it. So the American dream, you can kiss it goodbye, okay? And trust me, I'm 1,000% American. All right, I fought for my country, and I'm still gonna fight for it. All right, but again, the connotation of it, the representation of what the American dream, which never was, it was just an illusion made by certain corrupted individuals to entice. Okay, but we will have American dreams still continue. Okay, uh, but America, as we know, it's not going to be the same anymore. Not just America, but way of life. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and transmute inside that notion, if you may, so that what we perceive will be projected out. Because vision is weak, but perception is stronger. Perceiving with everything, okay, not just vision. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and incorporate a lot of Ho'oponopono, the art of reconciliation, the Polynesian art of goodness. It's really, really cold, and I'm gonna tap into Mother Pele right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and close your eyes if you want. It's better if you do, because once you close your eyes, the pituitary gland starts to activate within seconds. Once you're in there for 15-20 seconds, then the pineal gland starts to open up, if you may. And then you start to receive warmth, as I'm receiving now, and information in the form of feelings and emotions in a telepathic form from source, meaning God, the all, or your ancestors, a loved one who's not deceased, that's 3,000 miles away, who may be thinking of you with intention to hoping that you're okay, things like that. So let's go ahead and become reciprocal to receive, and then to reciprocate back. So closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in through your nose, holding it for a few seconds, letting it out through your mouth, nice and slowly and at your own pace. Once you're ready, go ahead and breathe back in through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds and release it nice and slowly out your mouth. One more time. Hold it for a few seconds, and don't forget, on that hold, release whenever you're ready. You're burning whatever intention, whatever's in your mind, and this is why you need to eliminate the known world in these moments so that you can transmute properly. If you have the old world, meaning what I need to do to make more money so that I can enjoy a great meal this weekend, whatever the case may be, don't think of those things, because that's anchoring you to that old world. Right now, you want to heal not only yourself, but others around you. And by healing yourself, you heal others as well. Ho'oponopono. So, keep going with that breathing. Don't forget, you detoxify at least 70% through the breathing alone. So, be profound with that breathing. If you're profound with that breathing, you're going to be profound with your life, because breath is life. And conscious breath is conscious life. So if you have conscious, profound breath, you're going to have conscious, profound reality. So keep breathing nice and deep in through your nose, out through your nose if you like, in through your nose, out through your mouth, but don't breathe in through your mouth. It's too much toxins coming in that way. This is why we have hairy nostrils, okay? Because the hairs help to filter the air that we're breathing in. So always, always, always breathe in through your nose. Even if you've had broken noses and you can't breathe that well, oh well, force yourself to adjust and adapt and overcome that limitation, if you may. And trust me, I live in proof that we can, and not even that. If you have a mother, guess what? Your mother's living proof that the human body adapts to anything you consistently expose it to. So let's expose ourselves to nothing but unconditional love right now and project it out into the known world without thinking yourself about the known world, the old known world. But we're going to project into the known world these energies that we're going to be amplifying, that you and I and others are intending to. So Let's get started real quick by clearing ourselves. So picture a fine, bright violet light coming down from above, from the heavens, and it's illuminating every little crevice in your 33 vertebrae, and it's zooming down, bouncing right back up, boom, and then it's coming back. Now that you cleared yourself, now it's coming back with the information that you need. You can hear my voice. Go ahead and get into a transcendental state, into a trance, if you may, by just falling into your breath. Yeah, you're going to be hearing me. You probably won't listen to me. There's a difference. Hearing is hearing everything, the air, everything. But listening is undivided attention to one person, one thing, one book, whatever it may be. So right now, you don't have to listen to me. Just hear me out. And if something resonates, cool, use it to your advantage. But what matters is what's inside of you, because what's inside of you is what needs to either shift or keep continuing doing so with amplification of it. So we must watch the way we look at things, whether it's visually or perception wise, because the way we see things, if we don't shift it inside of us, if we don't shift the way we look at things, the things we look at will never change. Okay? So if we have a problem with what's outside, that means our higher self, our brain, whatever it may be, has a problem with what's inside, or else we wouldn't have a problem with what's outside. I don't like some of the things that's going outside right now in the known world, but I'm not part of it. I don't live in it. Once it comes to my doorstep, trust me, you guys know, I know how to defend myself. But what I'm trying to say is, don't worry about that you have no control over. What you see on TV, you have no control over that. Let it go. Because if not, you're inviting it and you're entertaining it. And therefore, what you see, you project out. So, let's erase those notions. Let's become the havoc that's happening right now. So, like I said a little while ago, I'm going to connect to Mother Pele. Mother Pele, for those of you who don't know, is the goddess of the Polynesian goddess, and actually more of Hawaiian, because Polynesian is not just necessarily only Hawaii. So it's Hawaiian goddess of volcanism is the best way I can put it for layman's terms, practical terms. So right now there's a lot of volcanism. Not Hawaii is not really going crazy right now with the volcanism like it did back in 2018 or so, but just through connecting through her, since she's a mother, she's a feminine energy, we're gonna connect to all the volcanism happening everywhere. And in case you guys don't know, there's over 40 volcanoes right now erupting. Not at this exact same moment, but they haven't stopped and they keep boom, boom. 2 days later, another one, boom. But I mean big, and we're not being told about this. So become that. Use that heat to burn all the trauma that's inside of you, which is in the root chakra, the red chakra. It kind of matches lava, right? Also, the emotions, which is in sacral chakra, it still matches the colors of lava. So let's use that to transmute the trauma inside of us, because again, what we perceive will be projected out. And see that flow going through your veins. Be Madame Pele. And let that flow, that fire, that fierceness go through your veins so that it can purify everything. In case you don't know, the Red Kashina is almost completely done with her work. And if you guys don't know what the Red Kashina is, look it up. The Hopi prophecy. The red purifier. So let's assist ourselves as well and purify our red, our root chakra. Now, some of you might know that smoke, especially sage smoke, is used to clear rooms, to clear people in the sense of negative energies. In case you didn't know, now you know. That's what sage truly does. You burn it. It's not about just the smell. You burn it, but for some reason, it is a known fact in all cultures for millennia. Smoke itself, for one, wow, interesting. Smoke itself, for one, pushes away especially evil spirits. This is why we use sage a lot. And look at what the word sage is. Wow. In case, well, yeah, most of you don't know, but when I was in the military, when I was in Iraq, well, not just in Iraq, but our platoon, our really small platoon of 33, usually average of 33 men, because it was technically about 30 men, but we had a few attachments, interpreter, a radio guy, and this other things, but it was basically 33 men. Believe it, I'm not making this number up. That was the average number we had throughout the 16 months we were there. But while we were there, sorry, I had to transmute a few things. But when we were there, our actual alias, our name was Sage, 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 and none of us died. And a lot of us should have died because of what we went through, but somehow, some way, we didn't. But what I'm trying to say is, with that in mind, after we're done incorporating the heat to burn our traumas away, now we're going to use the smoke to repel the negative energies so that they don't cross over with us after December 21st. This is why I'm being so big when I look back at my other live feeds this past 2 days. I'm letting you know that December 21st, what's in your soul, what's in your heart, what's in your core, what's in your mind, it's going to transfer over. And some of you are going to live a hell because of what's inside, not because of what's outside. Because what's inside, if you're still calculating and processing through that old brain, that old self, from the known ex-known world, you're going to bring it over only in you, and those around you will suffer as well. And your body won't be able to assimilate the new energies that are happening, poof, all of a sudden on December 21st. You don't have to believe it. And some of you, when we cross over, you're going to be like, what the fuck? What happened? You said that this was going to happen and this, and it's not happening. Well, it's because it's in you. You're not experiencing it because you're not seeing it, because you're still with the old world. So, bye-bye. I can care less if you're my own literal brother. Oh well. If you're in the wrong frequency, oh well. That's not my issue. That's not my karma. That's not your karma to worry about others people's things. But you can assist them to try to perceive something different from now until December 21st. This is known by all cultures, okay? So most of you have no clue about even your own ancestors, for one, or other cultures around, because we've been so busy with the American dream. Because even if you live in Australia or United Kingdom, it's still the American dream most people are following, because they see what they see on TV, and the American dream is blasted everywhere. It has really nothing to do with America in all reality. But we all know that America is the land of the free. Well, not just America, but the whole world is the home, heaven on Mother Earth, of the free. But they're making us see the illusion that it's not, so that we can keep that within us. And when we transfer over, a parallel of you will stay with that old world. And that's what they want. They want to keep some old dirty souls with them. They don't want you to ascend and cross over to the new world as the Hopis promised us. as the Aztecs and Mayas promised us. All cultures have it. Even the Bible has it. These time frames. This is what's going to happen. So let's go now to earthquakes. What's that? Vibration, resonance, shaking. Let's shake our core to shock the hell out of us. I'm being metaphoric. Shock the hell out of you, rock it out of you, and don't let it rock your new world. In other words, have no fear. Understand your surroundings. If you're prone to actual earthquakes, have contingency plans for you and your family. Even if they think you're crazy when you bring it up, oh well. At least you tried. At least inside of you, your intention is what's going to count, and that's what's going to cross over. Not that they thought you were crazy or that you did almost seem reacted crazy in the sense that you know what's going on and you're trying to let them know at all costs and they won't listen, and you might seem crazy sometimes, but that won't cross over. What crosses over is what your intention was by you looking crazy, and usually the intention is the opposite. You're looking crazy, but you're trying to bring peace to them, aren't you? So eliminate the fear so that December 20th, you're ready, solidifying your core into the proper Y split. Like the Hopis tells us, the two-hearted is going to go the wrong way. The single-hearted, the one that has made immaculate conception from masculine and feminine put together in one body so that the inner child comes out, that's immaculate conception. That one that's in a trinity technically is going to cross over to the proper one because they'll be able to see it properly. The other ones, they won't be able to see it properly. Plus, with the new energies, they're going to be like, wait, what the? They're going to start going insane. So, let's amplify that magnitude only within us, within our core, so that it vibrates out and it oscillates out into the known world or the ex-known world to rocket goodbye. So now let's go into heavy rainfall, which is happening insanely everywhere. Brazil, Indonesia is really bad. India, pretty bad as well. Uh, uh, Saudi Arabia, insane rain over there right now. There's many places. Korea, but Korea now has snow all of a sudden. Russia has an insane amount of snow, and so learn what you're prone to and become master of that. In the next, yes, it sounds crazy, but in the next 7 days, next 8 days. If not, you're gonna bring that over once we cross over the December 21st, and it's going to be beyond cold. Trust me, beyond cold. Even in the new world. But if you are in the know-how, if you know how to survive through things, once the energies start to dwindle down because we're crossing over the donut, the photon belt, so if the donut, if you face it this way, and our solar system is going this way, from here to here, bam, it takes 26,000 years. 26,000 years. And that's where we're at right now. And we're going to restart a whole new consciousness that's never been around in any galaxy, in any universe or anything. And this is known by all cultures, not just the Maya. So, with that heavy rainfall, let it fall only in rocky desert areas where it's less populated for a good reason, because there hasn't been life there. And then that way, not many people get hurt, missing, things like that. Please look it up. Indonesia flooding. You're gonna see. It won't be difficult to find, and we're not being told these things. You're gonna see a lot of water everywhere, constantly. Brazil as well. Insane amount of water, meaning like 6 to 7 months. It's weird, but and I'm not making this up. Over and over and over, video after video after video, stating, and you can see it for yourself. 6 to 7 months worth of rain in one day. And this is happening over and over. And this has been happening since 2017, September 23rd. For those of you who know astrology or the zodiac signs or whatnot, what rains in on September 23rd? Libra, judgment. So now that we're done adding life to the deserts, the lifeless deserts, let's go ahead and use still the same clouds that creates that, because sometimes they have a lot of electricity. Uh, Australia was hit not by an insane amount of rains, but an insane amount of lightning storms this past week or so. Insane. Let's use that plasma to activate our crystalline new bodies. That's what we are now. So as crystalline beings, we perceive stronger in the sense that our electromagnetism can attract more than you even know, especially if you don't know about these things. And you're not going to like it. Too much good will come and you won't know what to do with it. And your body won't be able to assimilate it. So that one was an easy one. That was a quick one. Just add energy, amplified energy with that electricity, plasma, okay? Which we're gonna be seeing a lot of when you have the time, look up plasma. What color is plasma? Usually, it's violet because it's the brightest, strongest radiance. So if you look at the scale of the colors of frequency, it starts off with red, then it's just like the chakras, the same exact thing. And what is it in on? Violet, the strongest, the highest, violet. Now that I pointed up here and I touched here and I activated it, that's how you can do it. Activate masculine, activate feminine, my crown. So, men listening right now, you need to crown your queen inside of you, meaning your feminine side. If you don't acknowledge that feminine side, you won't have the vision to truly thrive through the new world. You're going to go insane a lot quicker than women will. Because all you'll have is instinct, and instinct is the wrong type of ego, and it's bad. Really bad in the new world. Women listening right now, you please crown. Listen to what I'm saying. Crown. This is what's happening. Thank you, Andrew, for pointing this out. Finally, someone was, well, you didn't get it from me, but somehow you got the same download. He pointed out today. What if the true corona is technically coronal mass ejection? Because when those hits us, it's a lot of electromagnetism, and it does affect our consciousness. It really does. So, coronal mass ejection, corona, what's happening right now, right? COVID, corona, I won't even go into that. But women, crown your king inside of you. If you have a husband, no, it's not about crowning him. That's his karma. Oh well. Have faith that you chose the right guy and just let him be. Work on yourself and crown your masculine side. That doesn't mean become a lesbian, a butch. There's nothing wrong with lesbian people, lesbian women. I'm just saying, it doesn't mean that to embrace your masculine side inside of you as women. No, that means balance. That means now you'll have better instinct, because women usually only have intuition naturally. It is a natural thing. This is not what I'm saying. This is natural. So women, intuition. hardly no instinct. This is why men are the ones that have instinct with no intuition. We're the dumb ones, right? But we can fight and hunt and bring the food home. I'm being metaphoric here because it doesn't really work that way in some families. As you can see, that was confirmation. So please crown the king and queen inside of you, become one with your opposite energy inside of you. Let's go with winds now, which is right now getting crazy right now. There's an insane amount of winds that have been happening since 2017, September 23rd, and we're not being told about these things. Winds that are stronger than 70 miles per hour, and these are happening frequently throughout the world in different places. And aside from earthquakes, that's what's really going to hit America is the crazy winds and the crazy cold like never before. And we're going to have famines, even in the New World. Not because God wants to punish us. No, this is natural in the energetic sense. It just happens when shifts occur. Like, for instance, when shifts occur in you, you might not like the new things that you were going towards, what your goals were, because it is uncomfortable to go towards the new thing, because it's not normal, it's not comfortable, it's not what you know. But if you fight through it, eventually it becomes a habit that you eliminate the old and in with the new, and it's phenomenal. But again, the 33-day cycle is what it takes the intellect to fully record something. 28 days for the emotion, 23 days for the physical. So with the winds, allow them to add momentum to your sails so that you can navigate through the ether a lot easier with more efficiency. Invest time in making your sails a lot bigger. Every single day from this point on until December 21st, 22nd, basically. The bigger your sail becomes, the more it can capture the momentum of the world, the more it can capture the wind, and the quicker you can go. So metaphorically, do these things, and out here it will happen. Why? Because mirror neurons. When you visualize something long enough, your brain believes it, and you release neurotransmitters, things like that, thanks to the mirror neurons that thinks, oh, this must be real because it's happening again and again. Netzaya, Mr. Jesus over here, keeps imagining him kicking higher, and therefore we must do something to our hips so that he can kick higher, because right now we can't because he's a man and he's not flexible. And then the mirror neurons kick in, and then eventually, this is how I do magical stuff, in the sense of I am very, I don't want to say I'm very, but according to my rating, yeah, I'm very disabled. I know I don't look like it, but if you would know the things I went through in Iraq, you would know why I have a high rating of disability. Not because I said so, and yes, I do suffer every single day, but I only suffer here, but not here, not not emotionally, not mentally, and not spiritually. And because I suffer so much here in the body, this is why my body looks the way it looks. For those of you who know what I look like shirtless, I shouldn't look like this. But the more I put my mind to it, yes, I'm still in pain, but my body adapts to it. And I may not look like I'm disabled in so many ways, mainly internal, obviously. Gratefully, I'm not missing any body parts, things like that, like some of my comrades are. They're not really missing body parts, luckily, but some of them got mangled really bad from when we were blown up. But that goes to show you, all of us just shifted because we weren't truly ready to die. We didn't want to die. We cared too much for our loved ones. Now, I'm not saying those who have died didn't care for their loved ones. No. Their mission was completely over and they just had something set so contract wise, and they had to shift because we don't die. When we shift, sometimes we die to others, but death is life, because death to one thing is life to another, or the end to one thing is the start to another. Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, the dragon eating its own tail. It's just a continual cycle. Well, now that we're in that photon belt that I mentioned earlier, that donut, we're dead center of that donut. So, for instance, if it was this way, right? If you face it towards you, it'll be, say, for instance, for now, this 2 inches here, we're dead center at it right now. Eventually, we'll go out, and that'll be which is pretty soon. That's the restart in a conscious level. So, fifth human is done. Sixth one is activating, coming online, and they're trying to make us believe otherwise. Don't fall for the false mass society, where the mass itself is false, and the person, that corrupt official you're talking to, has that false mask. Don't let that mask fool you. Do not take a knee to that mask, because that mask is only masking our divinity. Thank you. Look at that, the confirmation. Lastly, let's use the snow blizzards that are occurring in other places to turn off fires. Because that's what's going to happen. Places that are now on fire, maybe not physically on fire, but are hot, are going to be almost opposite, basically. They're going to be really cold. This is the true meaning of the poles shifting. The world is not going to like flip all of a sudden and whoosh, everything swooshes. No. It's a metaphoric, energetic thing that's going to happen, but the magnetic poles have been shifting insanely, and with that magnetism that gets pulled that way, new weather patterns occur, new jet streams in the bottom and in the top, as above so below, as inside so outside, are going to start amplifying. And this is why we're going to see the opposite of what we were seeing, quite literally. Now makes you it brings more validity or weight to, at least in my world, why I had to go train. I went from the desert California. I was stationed in Alaska, extreme cold. The coldest I've experienced was negative 67 wind chill. Okay, negative 67. But in all reality, it was about negative 46, 47, 48, Fort Greely, Alaska. But we were out in the open, and then the winds made it a lot colder. Not only that, when we went to Iraq, we went to Kuwait first. It was the extreme opposite, 140. I have an old picture with the thermometer, and it was topped off at 140. So, with that in mind, those two extremes, that's what we're going to be experiencing a lot. You're going to be experiencing extremes with your family members. And just like Matthew 19:29, where it says, those who have let go of their house, their brother, their sister, their mother, their father, their farms, things like that. Meaning the attachment to them so that you can focus better in your own self connection with God. Those are the ones that are going to find the kingdom of heaven within them, which will be outside as well because of it in the new world. The first shall be last, the last shall be first, as Matthew 19:30 states. But get this correct. Everyone is shifting. Even the closed minded is the best way I can put it without being insulting to others. Even they're shifting. So, if you won't let go of that worry for your, if you're, for instance, a mother that's 43 years old and you have a son that's 21, 22, 23, whatever the case may be, and you're worried about them, where that son is going to come over with the new world and you're going to live a hell still. But if you just let it go, have faith that that's his karma. When you shift over, mom, your son is still coming, but it's not going to be that old son. It's going to be the ideal son according to your vibration, not his. So you'll have a parallel son, but a one likened to your frequency and energy. The son you once knew, that parallel is going to go to hell, sorry, in the sense that it's going to be still the old world for them, which is not going a good place, and you guys know that. Now, I know this sounds far-fetched, but the all is mind, the universe is mental, as the Kabbalion states. We are in the consciousness of God. The all is mind. The universe, as we know it, is mental. So if we don't shift that old universe, when we go to the new universe, we're going to have old universe concepts that's going to be messing up our new universe. So you're going to be doing a dishonor to not only yourself and others if you don't let go of the old world. If you do let go of the old world, your children won't disappear. They're not going to die. They're not going to stop breathing all of a sudden. Your home that you work so hard for is not going to burn up because you let go of its attachment. It's just the attachment, meaning you don't, especially now, like I say, the American dream is over. You don't have to kill yourself inside to figure out how you're going to get money and this and that. You might have to struggle for a few more days. After this, if you can find the consciousness to keep you in the bright light, as this keeps happening, it's actually burning me. This light is actually burning me right now. I feel my lips like bad. Like I think I'm getting sunburned. But remember how I started? I asked for it. So be careful what you wish for. This is crazy. So anyhow, I think that's a good way to end right there. Be careful what you wish for. I wish for sun. Yeah, that's what I asked for sunlight to warm me up, and now it's too much. Goodness. Wow. And remember, I told you, I mean, I was shaking because it was so cold. Now I'm not even cold. Now I'm actually a little bit sweaty. It's crazy. But the wind is really cold. But know this, that what happens out there is not part of you in here. So even if buffalo chips hit the fan, if you catch my drift, buffalo chips meaning the what they expel from their butts. I don't want to say the SHT, but if that happens around you and you're in fear, you're going to attract the fearful death, the dreaded death. But if you have no fear, when you're about to lose your life according to the old world, guess what? All of a sudden you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, wait, what? Meaning like in your bed or right where you stand, you're just gonna whoa, and then open up your eyes and you're like, wait, what? You're gonna shift if you have no fear. This is why Jesus of Nazareth stated, if you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must become as a child. For you adults, that doesn't mean you need to become immature because a child is not immature. Only adults are immature when they refuse and they ignore their responsibilities. So a child is allowed to make all the mistakes, is allowed to have all kinds of insane energy, which some parents don't like, but and then they give them drugs because they have ADHD. No, man, that's the way children are. It's just your children is actually your child that has ADHD is just that hyperactive because he or she is that curious about life. They're so wondrous. When you are wondrous, when you wonder a lot, that's when the proper energies come in. Not when you're calculating how are you going to do this, how are you going to do that. Forget about it because a child doesn't worry about the roof over their head and this and that. It just happens, right? Because mama takes care of it for the most part, meaning hopefully. There are some poor families out there that don't even have a roof. But overall, metaphorically, a child does not worry about the rent. A child is unconditionally loving. They really don't judge until after the age of 7 or so when ego starts to take over a little bit. So, become as a child. Live in your own little Peter Pan world, at least in here. Doesn't mean you have to visualize stupid, silly things. No. One last thing. Just like I told my brother, he was so worried about work, finding a better job, to get more money, to get a good truck, to get even a better job so that he can finally buy a home. And I said, brother, this was nearly a year and a half ago, 2 or so. I told him, look, the world we know is gonna end, and he obviously naturally he couldn't accept it, right? Because he's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean I need to stop worrying about the truck and only picture myself in my home? I'm never gonna get the home if I don't have the truck to work hard to get the home. And I said, no, no, no. Just see yourself in your new home, and you're gonna attract what you need to get that new home. And he wouldn't do it for nearly a year, and then finally he started to do it because he couldn't find the better job that he wanted. So as soon as he did that, not even like 2 weeks later, he found a phenomenal job. And not even like 2 months later, he got not a brand new, but a beautiful, a proper truck. Oh, but sorry, let me retract. He found the better job, and because of that better job, because he works in construction, his second boss, because he had two bosses, okay, not just one. His second boss overheard him talking that he needed a home with his first boss, and he's all like, "Hey man, how come you didn't tell me you needed a home?" And this and that was. He's like, "Well, I really can't afford it just yet." But he's all like, "Wait, well, you work for me, right? And I need you to work more so we can work something out." And he's like, "What?" So now he has a beautiful home. Not only that, 2 weeks or so after, it was a little bit more, probably like a month or so after, that's when he got the truck. And I was being sarcastic with him, and I said, "Hey bro, how come you cheated?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You got the house first before you got the truck." And he started to laugh because it's the truth. That's how things work. Picture yourself and the outcome. Ho'oponopono. Get into your loved ones who's having an issue, and actually technically it's not even about that anymore because you're going to waste your time. Not at this point. Before, yeah, I'm not saying don't practice Ho'oponopono, but don't do it for others. Do it for the universe. The universe. Y-O-U. Universe. Because the all is mind, the universe is mental. So the universe needs to be fixed. One way to do it is microbiome. Cray Thorne, are you watching? He's the top alchemist that I know of the world. I'm not saying he's number one. He's probably gonna not get mad, but he's gonna be humble and he's like, "I'm not the best," but But seriously, he knows a lot. He's based out of Australia, I believe. That's where he's at now. Yeah, he's always been in Australia. I thought for some reason he was in New Zealand, but no, Australia. But anyways, um, he'll probably comment on this on the Facebook side, and check him out. He'll help you fix that microbiome, because as above, so below. Oh, so above. As inside, so outside. Vision is weak, perception is strong. If this is not clean, your vision will be very unclean, and therefore your perception will be dirty. And if What you perceive is what projects out. This is why I say you attract that which you judge. Why? Because you know it. This is why you're judging it. So if you don't like what you're judging, meaning you don't like what you see and you're about to judge it, is because you don't like what you're judging and you need to shift it inside of you. Once you do that, you change the way you look at things. The things you look at will change. They will. They have to. Poof, magic. It really does work that way. That's the beauty about visualization. The mirror neurons kick in and they do all the work for you. You just sit there and see yourself in the new home, see yourself in the new car. But technically, those are the things you should least be worried about right now. See yourself in a beautiful community without your freedoms being taken away, without your liberties being taken away. When you're taking a shit, I finally said it. I finally said it. When you're taking a shit, when you're taking a poop, visualize this community, these things. And that's what I told my brother. I was like, look, you do have time. When you take a shit, that's when you can visualize your new home. So like, all right, that makes sense. And when he started doing it, man, it very quickly things just started to fall into place. But you have to believe it first. And some of you can't believe it unless you see it first, which is goodness. But if you think about it, well, why don't you see it in here? And then when you see it in here, your brain's going to believe it, and then it's going to attract it, and then you'll be able to really see it. So seeing is believing, not believing is seeing. The first shall be last, the last shall be first. Mayan cycles, Mayan calendar, Mandela, not Mandela effect. The Mandelas, look them up. Never hold any attachment to anything because everything is temporal. When you let go of everything, you peel away at your attachment to getting the best career, getting the best car, this and that. You just let it go. Somehow, some way, you let go, let go, let go, and you're more universal. Now everything is you, and somehow, some way, you will get those things that you just let go of. It's weird how it works. It almost happens like not instantly, but compared to what it is that you're letting go that you once wanted, it'll come back very quickly. It's insane how that happens. It happened to me just recently. I let go of somebody completely of my heart the very next day. And this was after 10 years of me wishing that I can interact with this person. I let go of this person. The very next day, they contacted me. They hadn't contacted me in a long time. Things are flourishing in a beautiful way. Not just with this person, but with other people. I mean, look at this little guy. You can't really see him. He's a green. That's why he finally came over here and nudge his little butt on me to let me know, hey, I'm right here. I agree with you. I love you, buddy. I do. Alright, well, I gotta get going. I still haven't eaten in a very long time. I can care less how long it's been, but it's been a very long time. I just got done with my coffee enema right before this because I wanted to be completely clean to disseminate the information properly. So, for those of you who think I'm crazy watching this, guess what? What is the mirror telling you? Those concepts you think I'm crazy, you're gonna need them and you're gonna be like, fuck, I should have listened to that crazy man. He was right, I was judging myself. So, vision is weak, perception is strong. You're only limited to your creativity. You are the architect of your own fortunes. I can see Jackie and he's looking at me through the reflection of the screen. It's so funny. Somebody. So, you're limited to your creativity. Pain is temporary. Pride is eternal. Fulfillment lasts forever. The fight will be worth it, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional. The universe within, YOUNIVERSE, will reciprocate dearly. Just like Matthew 19:28 and 29 and 30 states. When you 29 is the one that says when you let go of all these things, you will get it even more. Once you can perceive the heaven within, because then it'll be outside. If you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, become as a child. Play around in your own little way. Gotta get going. One love, one light, one life under one source, for together our light will shine much brighter. Don't forget to work on those four planes of existences: physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. Then the fifth one, metaphysical, everything around you that you can't really see just yet will become a reality. You are king of the moment if you want to be. You are queen of the moment if you want to be. Don't forget, women, crown not only you're already been the queen. Crown the king within you. Men, you really haven't been king, sorry to say. I dare to say it. Anybody has a problem, come talk to me. Thank you for that confirmation. Men, you definitely are not kings, most of you, sadly enough, but you dare to crown the queen inside of you, and then you will definitely be king of every single moment. Meaning, embrace your feminine side. Peace may be with you at all times. Look at that. Perfect timing. As always, everything is always in perfect divine timing. Everything. I'm gonna. Well, let me check and see if anybody wrote anything, and then I'll come back real quick. Okay? Maybe I might need to address something. Let me put a quick little song on real quick while we're waiting. Right? Look at how I don't have my hands on it. You see how it was shaking right when I came back? Thank you, Azai, for joining us. Thank you, Mark. Once again, you're always on perfect divine timing, even while you're working. I'm certain your coworkers are not going to watch this, so you won't get in trouble. So thank you for your devotion to yourself, not to me. It has nothing to do with me, and we all know that. You're devoting yourself to the information that I'm disseminating that you know for a fact can't possibly come from me. I'm too young to know these things. But I've studied all cultures, all ancient cultures, which we're all one. I have an affinity to all of them, to the Maori of New Zealand. Actually, not New Zealand, but Tonga. Look that up. Beautiful warriors who were fierce warriors that were protectors of Mother Nature. Anyhow, gotta get going. I'm really cold. I gotta eat. As you can see, I'm already being messed with. So we already did our jobs. It's already showing. Look at that. You see that? It keeps happening. We already did our job. They're mad at us, the known world bad guys, because they know that our vibration went up. All right, and we assisted a lot of people, and they're trying to cut me off finally. But we did our job. We did our job. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. Much love, much respect. May peace be with you at all times. One love.